Hey everyone, Shadow here. Welcome to my post-fight analysis on Realm of Legends. If you haven't seen the footage of my Realm of Legends run, please visit my channel. I have uploaded all 11 fights as separate videos, so if you have a particular fight you are interested in, you can go directly to that video and see that fight. But in this video, what I've done is I've collected about 3 or 4 failed attempts, and I give an analysis on why I believe that attempt failed. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first fight we're going to take a look at is my first attempt against Juggernaut. I used Wolverine, which I was not used to. I normally use Captain America against Juggernaut, but I didn't bring him this time. Now, I'm going to say right up front that this fail was all my fault. There were no game glitches that caused this fail. Just mistakes on my part. Now, coming up is my first mistake. It wasn't fatal, but I want you to take a look at his unstoppable duration buff. See, I went in while his buff was still active, and he made me pay for it. Fortunately, it was not fatal because Wolverine has a sick regen, and as you'll see in a moment, it was more than enough to take care of that full combo. No problem. But that was just my fault. One of the drawbacks to the aggressive up-in-your-face style that I adopt is that you don't have a lot of time to react to the AI. So sometimes I focus too much on what the AI is doing and not enough on those buffs, which I need to pay attention to, as you saw. Now, coming up is another minor mistake, not a fatal one. While he's hitting me with this combo, you'll notice that he gets a hit in. The reason he does that is because I have a tendency to hit the back, swipe back, all while he's doing this combo I'm swiping back. And you see he got me, right on the end. I know he's going to do a heavy, and sometimes my evade does not work, and I get clobbered with the heavy. But if I'm swiping back before he does his heavy, it works. But every so often, I get clobbered with just that one hit. Now, coming up on this next one, this is the fatal one. And I want you to notice his power meter. Okay, I'm going to pause it here. He's just about to get his L2. Now, all through this fight, I have done the same combination of moves. After a combo, he does his heavy. After my combo, I'll sometimes hit him while he's blocking. He'll either do his heavy, I'll dodge his heavy, and I'll dive right back in and hit him with a heavy and do my combo. I try that this time, and I want you to watch what he does. Okay, did you guys catch that? Alright, what he did with split timing precision is as soon as I attacked with my heavy, he attacked with his L1. So that my heavy missed, and his L1 got me. There was nothing I could do at that point. Now, one way to avoid that is to just bait him. Get him to use his L1. Or parry and then hit him. But instead, I went for something that has worked for me many times before, but this time I paid the price. Now, once I've gotten hit like this, I'm sort of out of it. My timing is off, and he does another L1, which I try to dodge, and I don't succeed. And that was all she wrote. Okay, so let's take a look at the next failed attempt. Okay, so this fight is my next attempt at Juggernaut after the failed attempt with Wolverine. And this is the first fight against Juggernaut that really pissed me off. Now, my fight with Wolverine, I made mistakes. That was my fault. But as you'll see in this one, and I will point out where the game glitched and caused me to fail this attempt. Okay, what just happened? I was blocking. After a combo, you block. You try to parry, or you evade. I always tend to block. So even if I missed the parry, I should have been blocking. Instead, she did nothing. She didn't even look like she tried to block. This fight got me so upset that I actually had to get up and just walk it off. But let's continue. So at this point, I'm thinking, alright, not a problem. It didn't block that time. Maybe I was just off by a little bit. She'll proc a regen and we should be good. Huh? Again. No blocking. He did his unstoppable. If she tried to evade, that'd be one thing. But no. I was trying to block to get a parry, and she just stood there and took it. Again, the game glitched. So now I'm really upset. Let's continue. That parry worked just fine. That parry worked just fine. Okay, so now I'm thinking we're going to get back into this. She's going to proc a regen and we'll get back into the fight. No problem. We can still take Juggernaut down. But the game had other plans. As you'll see in a moment, the game said, okay, that blocking thing wasn't working. So I have something for him. Here's what I'll do. Huh? So now, I just can't hit him. She attacked and missed. You don't see him dodging back. He did nothing but stand there. And she missed. With that one whiffle, it was lights out. He got his stun. Nothing I could do. I actually had to walk this fight off. And this was not the only attempt against Juggernaut that did things like that. I got so upset that I actually had to take a little break after fighting some of those fights with Juggernaut. Alright, let's take a look at the next fight. This next fight is pretty short. I took Star-Lord up against Black Panther, which should have been a very easy fight. I wanted to get more practice fighting with Star-Lord. Now, my first attempt was with Wolverine, and he was more than enough to take out Black Panther. But, as I said, I wanted to get more practice with Star-Lord. Now, what I experienced here is the same thing that I experienced in my fight against Ultron. For whatever reason, my second evade just was not registering. I don't know whether I'm too close to my opponent to do that, but I have done it successfully in the past. So let's take a look again. Against somebody like Black Panther, cannot make mistakes like that if indeed it was a mistake. I am not convinced. I know I swiped back twice, and I know it only evaded once. Alright, now if you look at the fight against Ultron, you'll see almost a carbon copy situation occurred there. Same thing, I had him in the corner, went for his attack, I went to evade back twice, and it evaded once and I got caught. So as I've said, it's probably because I'm standing too close to do that, and I need to just block if I'm that close. I'll be interested to hear anybody's comments on that. Alright, let's see what the next fight holds. So the next fight we're going to look at is my first attempt against Scarlet Witch. Now, I brought Ultron just for this fight. He's poison immune and she has a very nasty poison debuff. I also changed my masteries to include the so-called suicide masteries, Liquid Courage and Double Edge. He's immune to the ill effects of both of them. So I'm thinking he's got a 60% damage buff. He's about to wreck her hard. Now, I also turned off the sound effects in the game because I noticed that as I was recording, there was a slight lag in the audio, and I believe it was throwing off my timing just ever so slightly. So I just removed any possibility that that could be causing me some problems. Alright, let's go ahead. Now I saw that heal block debuff and I remembered that she could do that as well. I brought him in because I'm thinking he has, you know, the regen, but with that heal block it wasn't going to be as effective as I was hoping if I had a bad RNG, which I often do. The power drain was annoying, but I still thought that I could get her pretty well. So let's see what happens. Now, I don't know what happened there. I know what I tried to do, which was to swipe back twice. She was attacking me, so I swiped back twice. It evaded once, and that was it. Now, I don't know whether it was my phone, maybe it was getting too hot at the time. I don't know whether the oils in my fingers was causing it not to register my swipes, but there you have it. Now, after this fight, I never used Ultron again. I know that wasn't his fault, but that first attempt soured me so badly that I didn't want to use him anymore after that. And besides, I had Star-Lord, I had Scarlet Witch, I had Guillotine for Wolverine, and I also had Wolverine. So between those guys, I really didn't need Ultron for anything except her. So I switched back my masteries and I moved on. Alright, let's take a look at the next fight. Alright, so the last fight we're going to take a look at is Star-Lord against Hulk. Now, this isn't my first attempt at Hulk, as you can see, but I chose Star-Lord because I wanted to get more practice fighting with him and keeping up a very good combo. So let's take a look and see how this went. Going good so far. Okay, watch closely here. Boom. I swipe back. I promise you I swipe back. I may not be the best player in the world, but I know when I swipe back. And I was ready for his heavy, because he does it all the time like that. And I'm familiar with his animations. See? Just like that. So I swiped back, and it didn't, for whatever reason. You'll notice that I started blocking a lot of his specials. And that's because of the fact that it wouldn't register my evade sometimes, and I didn't want to get taken out. So I said, well, let me just start blocking. I'm not going to be able to beat him that way because I'll run out of health. But at least I'll be able to damage him enough and just take him down that way. Not a great way to do it, but whatever. Now, I timed it so that I could get my L3 off. I had a decent amount of combo hits there. And so I'm like, okay, well, I can get that shock. But denied. Power drain. But I kept going, and my combo was getting up there. You see, same pattern. Dodge is heavy. Just like that. Real simple and easy. Nothing to it, right? Dodge that. Couldn't be simpler. Got the shock that time. And took another one to the face. I don't get it. I don't know whether that's bad game mechanics, whether the phone is just acting up, whether it's the oils from my fingers. I don't know. But that's going to do it for that fight. And I will give a little bit more of an analysis in a moment. Wow, you're still here. Well, thank you for watching my post-run fight analysis of Realm of Legends. As you could see from the videos, I have a lot to learn, and I did learn a lot. I'm a better fighter now than I was when I started the Realm of Legends. I know a lot of people one-shot most of these bosses. I'm not that good. I was able to one-shot a few of them, but that was about it. I don't remember how many resources I used. I don't believe it was more than 15 level 1 revives, and I don't remember how many healing potions, but it was pretty much my stash, and I still had a bunch left in inventory. Most of those resources were spent on Juggernaut and a lot of bad game mechanics, as well as Rhino, which was just my inexperience. But I learned very quickly with Rhino and was able to tear him up with Wolverine. But in any case, you saw how I grew as I did the Realm of Legends, and hopefully I will be able to continue growing. And if you guys have any suggestions, any techniques that I can use to up my fight game, I more than welcome them. So you guys click like if you enjoyed the video. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And you guys have a blessed day.